Hello everyone and welcome back to another multiplayer battle. I'm doing a 1v1 for quick battles. I'm playing the greenskins. My enemies over here playing as the dwarves. They have two grudge throwers, a lot of quarrelers, slayers. They've got long beards, iron breakers, one thane, one runesmith, and one Ungrim iron fist. A pretty traditional dwarf army, which felt a bit strange. To be fair though, in very many ways I have a typical greenskin army. Just kidding, I don't. Why? I have two big bosses following around my orc war boss. I have 4 groups of black orcs. I have 2 goblin spear groups. I have 2 regiments of renown for my night goblins. They are unbreakable and I love them for that. Or at least one is. I don't know if that's true anymore. They could have tweaked that or changed that. My 2 goblin big bosses can inflict poison damage. That can help out my orc war boss. I was pretty sure that they would bring a more powerful lord. Maybe Grombrindal, maybe Ungrim. They did bring Ungrim. And I knew that my orc war boss could not win alone. Over here I've got 2 squig herds, but here is the overall crux of my plan. I've got to have my nasty skulkers use their stalk to get into position behind the dwarf army. If they're able to flank and hit the dwarf army while I'm fighting them, then I'll be able to use armor piercing to destroy them. That is really powerful. A lot of people like to use their cav at the very beginning to go after a little bit of artillery or maybe a few archers or whatever they have. You don't want to do that. Why would I bring them in right now to go die? I could fight them and then move them in. I did bring in a hammer of Gork, but they destroyed it. What I did right before they broke, I unequipped them from the hammers of Gork. That way I could pull them back. I knew that if I fought them, well, I could then bring my crew back. Yeah. I form them up, then later I'll bring them back to the Hammer of Gork where they can again hit my enemy while they're fighting me, which is great because the Hammer of Gork has a penalty to leadership, or provides one when they hit a enemy target. Oh, right, here they are. The Great Green Wallop. It debuffs them a lot, and I want that for sure. I tried to distract them by bringing up my big bosses and my orc war boss. We've got a lot of bosses here. Metal Gear. Oh, my bad. I don't know where that came from. 9 kills. If you look at it, they're destroying my black orcs. I mean, I would target my black orcs too. They're very powerful. They're armored and have armored piercing. Slayers do worry me a bit. They can kill a lot of my lightly armored units too. Here comes my Hammer of Gork crew. Only 4 kills, but they'll be back. They did not lose 1 hammer yet. My squigs are over here. They're trying to counter them. They do have a lot of ranged units, but do you know what that means? That means they're unable to fight me in melee combat for a prolonged period of time. I brought in only 1 ranged unit, my artillery, and that is it. Everything else I brought is meant to fight them, is meant to get in their face and cut them. My goblins are all fodder. I do use my night goblins, my regiments of renown, to debuff my enemies by poisoning them. Now we're moving up, we're about to have a battle. That is when I'll need to go into slow motion and show you what's going on. 1v1s have been quite a bit of fun. I've been enjoying it quite a bit. I'll need to do that more often. It really is a big change from a 2v2. I played 2 today. Alright, here we go. A charge is happening right now. My goal is to go after any target that I can. I'm trying to engage every one of them. That way I can flank around them. I'm hoping that my goblins will hold for a period of time. That way my black orcs can flank my enemies at least the initial wave that's coming to fight me. They do have a thane. Iron breakers too can really tear through my goblins. And here's Ungrim. Now beginning to fight. Now they're throwing purses at me. If we go look at it right now, my skulkers are still moving into position. They're not running. I'm not going to freak out yet. My herds are over here, which means that part of their army is no longer trying to help out their main army. Here's my war boss. I'm using Stand Your Ground and Wah. My entire goal right now is to have them hold. If you look at it right now, they're fighting very powerful dwarf units. They're heavily armored. I am not. Another thing that you would want to do is to have your war boss move in and out of battle by charging and then pulling out and then charging again. I cannot let him fight Ungrim for prolonged periods of time. Ungrim is in the middle of it, hacking them all down, doing a pretty good job at it. Great. Nice mohawk. I don't usually bring Ungrim anymore. Grombrindal is too darn good. He could use anti-large capabilities against every type of large unit, like trolls, giants, whatever. Maybe have active abilities for it too. So here's my other goal too. I have to go into slow motion quite a bit to kind of go over what's happening. 1v1s are very quick, even quicker than a 2v2. I use my Night Goblin ability. Spinning Dwarfs through. Pretty mean. My Black Orcs are going to their flanks. My herds are over here, still trying to draw out that other group. We've got one group of Longbeards, two groups of Coilers, and one group of Slayers who are not fighting me, which is great. My Skulkers are about to run into position. They're not running yet, or are they? No, they're good right now, I believe. Goblins are beginning to run. Ungrim killed 35. My Black Orcs are moving in. I have one group fighting Grimgore. Or Ungrim, my bad. Did I call him Grimgore twice? I have no idea. Doesn't matter. Here comes my Black Orcs. I still have them all moving around. My big bosses are going around trying to bind up the Quarrelers. I do not want them to come fight me. I do not want them to shoot me. Here's one, taking a lot of damage. Not getting a lot of kills yet. He's pretty nasty. Black Orcs are being hit just a bit. My boss is beginning to move. Skulkers are now running. I want them in here immediately. I'll have two groups come over here to help me out, and one group go after the artillery to go fight them. I have Black Orcs now fighting Slayers. I knew that their armor would help them out a lot, which it does. I mean, if we look at it, we're gonna have a pretty strong advantage. They will lose a lot. Now they're giving up. They're letting me use my herds to go after their two Quarrelers and later that other group of artillery. My Skulkers are coming in. Here's one big boss coming over here, I think, after some Quarrelers. Here's another one going after more Quarrelers. I'm fighting them all up. They have a few groups who are not directly fighting. Ungrim has been fighting the entire time. 60 kills, and they're throwing in more satchels, doing more damage to me. Units do break, but bring them back in. Just bring them right back in. Oh, and here's my Hammer of Gork now helping me out. 11 kills. Not a lot of kills, but hey, they're trying to contribute. Black Orcs are going. Oh, didn't mean to do that, actually. Did not want to speed along. Okay, herds are going in. They're rolling right in. Quarrelers are heavily armored, and that can be tough. I'm trying to hit them right now, and I do. Hit them. Alright, Skulkers are moving in too. They'll be able to quickly break through that group. 2 kills already. I've killed a group of Quarrelers, and they're beginning to flee. One big boss did begin to flee too, but they're coming back. Here's my Black Orcs now dying. No kills. They've been fighting, what? Ungrim and a Runesmith the entire time. Here's my War Boss, 7 kills only. His abilities are great to use to keep my units going. But that was my plan. Do whatever I could to slow them down. They do not have quick heroes or lords, and mobility is my advantage. If you look at it right now, I'm losing one Squig herd. The Longbeards are doing a lot of damage, but here comes another one. I'm trying to move them out right now. My Skulkers are moving over to another artillery group. My own Hammer of Morks still going after a group of Quarrelers. Black Orcs are winning the fight. There's 19 left. They have 27 left. Here's my War Boss. Go check out the battle. It's a really good fight. Ironbreakers like to toss their purses all the time. I don't know why, but they do. It's my Skulkers, and they've been skulking. I have more coming to fight the Longbeards, and that's when I have my herd eventually move back to come hit the Longbeards. I knew that that would be a great advantage for me. My Skulkers have a lot of armor piercing, and they're beginning to accumulate kills. Not only that, but they do have poison. Alright, here's the Longbeards. Let's go check it out real quick. I have more moving in. I'm going after one Thane. I'm letting my 2 big bosses and my War Boss go after that one Thane. We can get him. And I'm still fighting a lot of them on the front lines. Runesmith took a lot of damage. They're beginning to become separated. Alright. The herd will be back eventually. We have 88 left of my Skulkers. Still fighting Longbeards. They've killed a few. Alright, now I get to hit him from behind. Let's watch him drop. And they're out of here. Okay, 39. I've killed only 39. My Squig herd did a great job. Let's go back over here now. If you look at it, they're beginning to lose a lot. My Hammer of Gork is now doing a lot more damage. Here's my War Boss. Going after that Runesmith, who's now beginning to flee. We got him. We stampeded over him. There's only a few more dwarf units remaining, and then they'll all be dead. After a very prolonged period of fighting, the balance of powers begin to move into my favor. They're falling apart quickly. We have them surrounded. Ungrim will be the remaining one. They all begin to break too, and then we go after Ungrim. And that's how we won. They didn't have to micro a lot. They really didn't. I microed a lot more. I had to use quick herds on one part of the map, nasty skulkers on another part of the map, while being patient and being hit by their artillery. But it all paid out, right? So a lot of people like to have tips during multiplayer battles, and like, what should I do? Be patient for one. Have a plan. Execute your plan. Will it always work? No, but learn about why it went wrong. Save your replays, and you know, if you want to send me your replays, I'll go over them. If you really want me to, you can tell me who you are. I'll give you a shout out and all that. SurrealBeliefs@gmail.com. I'll have it down below, so do that if you want to, but that might be fun. I can kind of go over what went right, what did not go right, and all of that. Alright, and replay. I lost over 600, he did too. But he had a much smaller army. Let's go over the kills real quick. 27 for my war boss, one big boss, 19 for another one. My goblins did not get a lot of kills. My nasty skulkers, one to get 80 kills, probably the one that went after the artillery maybe, and the longbeards. Alright. My Hammer of Gork, look at that. I could have allowed my Hammer of Gork to be completely destroyed. I didn't. I waited. I was patient again. Then I came back. 70 kills that I otherwise would not have had. Ungrim killed 183. Not bad, right? But what did Ungrim largely kill? A lot of cheap units. Now, he did kill quite a few Black Orcs, but he couldn't properly support his army. Maybe a Rune Lord would have been better. Grombrindal. Maybe the High King. The buffs would have been very powerful. And if you look at it, it was very close. Alright, well, thank you for watching. I do hope you enjoyed that 1v1. I can kind of go over things in more detail on a 1v1. If you would like to see more, let me know. And again, if you want me to check out your reviews, your replays, and review them or whatever for any Total War game, send them to me. My email's down below. And as always, until then.